So it's 2023 and this is the year you will start your streaming journey. Or if you've been in the game for a while and you want to up your game quality for your streaming and or recording of your games and want to start using an external capture device alongside with your PC or laptop, then this is going to be the video for you. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Undefined Print here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel where I unbox and review the latest and not so latest products in tech, giving you my 100% honest opinion on them to help you make your decision on whether or not you would choose to buy these products. So alongside me here we have the Elgato HD60X along with the ChatLink Pro, and I will be showing you guys how to install and set them up. Before we go ahead and do that, you're gonna want to make sure you have the latest drivers and software for the Elgato HD60X from the Elgato website. All right, so once you're on the Elgato website, which I have linked in the description below, you're gonna want to go to the right and hit downloads, then select your product. Make sure you hit Elgato 60X, the HD60X. And you want to go to 4K utility capture, click on download. After that, it should already be downloading. And then once it does, you want to open that up. And once you open your file, you're gonna want to click next. Make sure you click on agree, click next again, then hit that again. You can change your file location. I did it on mine since I didn't want to have it on my main driver. So I switched that out and press OK. Click OK again, and then install. Then once that whole thing downloads, of course, all you have to do after that is gonna press finish. So we wait until that downloads, and once the setup is done, click finish, and you're done downloading. All right, so once you get your box open, so once you open up the box, you're gonna be looking at different ways of setting up your Elgato game capture. Okay, so you have the HDMI cable that comes inside, along with the USB Type-C cable, and of course the actual device capture card, the HD60X. You have three inputs. You have an HDMI in and HDMI out, along with the USB Type-C import, and also came with some stickers. Okay, now we have the ChatLink Pro. I'm gonna open that up here. Not gonna lie, this packaging was a little a bit too much for me. Okay, so on the back you have another guide as far as how the orientation of how it's supposed to plug in, and I'm going to show you that, of course, on how to do that. So we have a nice braided long cable. Not sure how long it is. So that is the ChatLink Pro. So on it there is a switch that is like an isolation switch, which will be used to isolate more of your voice when using the capture device. All right, so once you have your cables all untied, which I'm doing right here, it's actually a pretty long cable. So this is the USB Type-C. You're gonna plug that right into the middle, and so the other end is actually gonna go to the back of your computer. So you just search for a slot there, and you're good to go. So this is the HDMI cable that came with your Elgato. You're gonna want to open that up. So one end of the HDMI cable is gonna go into the HDMI out. Then you're gonna want to plug the other end of that into the back of your monitor. Using the other HDMI cable from your PS5, you're gonna have that plugged into your PS5, and then plug that into the HDMI in on your capture device. All right, let's move on to the ChatLink Pro. So here we have the cable. You have one end in which you will plug in your 3.5mm jack if you have wired headphones, so that will go into there. And then you want to take the other end of that and you're gonna plug that into your controller like so. So the end of the end of the ChatLink Pro is another cable. You'd have to plug that into another 3.5mm jack found on the Elgato 60X. Plug that into there, and you're pretty much set up. Also, by the way, make sure to disable HDCP on your PS5 before plugging in the HDMI into your Elgato so that the Elgato software recognizes your PS5 and won't display a no signal when you open the software. Once you open up the software and you have plugged in and you have disabled HDCP, you're gonna be prompted with this, adjust your display area, and now you're able to look at all your games. It's a bit laggy, I'm noticing. I am recording at the same time a screen capture, so that could also be the cause of it. But as you can see here, 1080p at 30 frames per second. Source is 1080p at 59. Go into our settings here, 1080p 60. Picture recording, so 1060. Mic, you have a headset plugged into, of course, your chat link, things like that. Choose those options as well. But this audio input is going to be anything that's going to computer. If you have anything that's plugged in, webcam, mic recording, everything formatted for you already. And picture, you can do the brightness capture and whatnot. For some reason, I find that it's a little laggy. Okay, it's better. It's way better now. I guess it's like the initial setup. It gets a little bit laggy. Also, too, if you ever wanted to use, you don't want to use your Elgato software to record. You want to use OBS or Streamlabs OBS. That's another thing you can also use, which is what I'm going to be using. I'll show you guys here today on what and how to add that to your Streamlabs or OBS. They pretty much work the same. I'm going to exit this out, show you now this over here. So this is, of course, Streamlabs. All right, so what you're going to do here is going to go to the plus symbol on sources. We're not going to add game catcher. We're going to actually do video. Click that. We're going to click add source. Near there, we're going to click add new source. I'm going to name this Elgato, right? You're going to press add source. Now, devices drop down. We're going to see Elgato screen link. We're also going to see game capture HDX. I'm going to click the game capture HD60X. All right, so pretty much the last part got cut out. So what you're going to want to do is, since I already have my setup, once you're in to select your devices, of course, like I said before, you want to click on HD60X. You can configure video if you want to, things like that. If you want, you can select the resolution type. I'll usually leave mine on device default, but when you do custom, you can select your resolution, your FPS type, video format, color space, and your color range, all that sorts. But I usually just like to keep mine on device default. You can also do flip vertically if you want to. Not sure why you would want to do that, but that's pretty much all you would have. Just leave everything on default and you click close. Yeah, so once you do that, you're gonna want to scroll down here on your mixer. You're gonna go to Elgato. You're gonna also click on the settings tab on here, click filters. Right, the reason why you want to do this is because you want to add a gain feature. So you're gonna click on add filter, filter type, and then click gain. I already have mine on, and I have mine set to 17.8. That works for me. The reason being is because your audio, your game audio is gonna be very, very low. So you're gonna want to have that, and I have mine adjusted to about right here. Don't want it too loud, because if I have it right here, it's gonna peak in the reds. You don't want that. You want it to at least be in the greens to maybe a little bit of the yellow. But I keep mine over here, and so it stays in the high greens to like the peak, maybe like a little bit of the yellow. That way the game volume is not as loud as me. My mic volume right now is peaking at the reds, only because the way I have my mic adjusted right now. So I will lower this, of course, in post-production. So another thing too is this. So one thing you're gonna want to do if you plan on streaming, this is something that I highly recommend to you guys, is go to your settings, and once you do, you're gonna want to go to, I believe, your output, right? And in your output, I believe it's here. If it's not here, I could be completely wrong. I think it's stream or video, right? Is it audio? I think it should have been. Let's go to output. I'm gonna go to recording. I'm sorry, this is a little different because I just got Streamlabs Ultra, and once you go to recording, there should be some. If you don't have Streamlabs Ultra, if you just have regular Streamlabs or OBS, there should be a setting. I think the reason why it's not showing me is because I'm in advanced mode. But pretty much, you're gonna want your recording to be the same format as your streaming. Only reason because if you have those different, this is just to make it easier. If you have those two different, if you have your streaming and your recording formats two different, it might just be more things you're gonna want to do. So it's gonna be just a little off. So the reason why is because if you do planning on streaming, I would say if your recording format is the same as your streaming, instead of going live and just to monitor your audio, hear how your game sounds and whatnot, just hit the record button. You don't have to go live. You can hit the record button, boom. Like right now, for example, I'm recording. I'm gonna hear this back once I'm done. And you can also see if there's any video delay, audio delay in your game, there's echo at all. You're gonna want to fix those things. I had a lot of trouble first setting this up, because in the Elgato capture utility device, the 4K utility device, I had to go in there and switch to the audio had to be analog, and I had it on HDMI. I kept switching back and forth until I really got it down pack. So your first initial setup is probably gonna be delayed. It's probably gonna be delayed, and you might have to reopen and close out the application and whatnot. And yeah, until you get the hang of it. So that's pretty much gonna be it. Yeah. So there we have it. Now you're ready to start capturing high quality gameplay for your streaming or your recording on YouTube with game audio and voice chat with the Elgato HD60X and the Chat Lake Pro. So that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it to the end, please don't forget to drop a like, hit the subscribe button, turn the notifications on so you never miss another video from me. And now I'm out. Peace.